Hello everyone, my name is Hannah. I won a beauty contest in our city. The name was unusual, the biggest breasts. The prize money was $2,000, so there were many participants, but I was the only winner. But the catch was that in fact, my breasts are not that big. I did not do plastic surgery and did not bribe the judges. In short, do you want to know how I won and what came out of it? Then watch further. My friend Amber told me about the contest. Hannah, have you heard about the breast contest? What contest? You know, the whole city is talking about it. Our new mayor left and he was replaced by a new mayor, and he's a little eccentric and strange with things. He decided to pay a couple of $1,000s to women. I don't know why he does all this. Maybe he just wants to look at women's breasts. But he will be the judge there. How many people do you think will partake? Oh, I'm afraid you and I won't be able to do that. Do you remember our cook who worked at Uncle Ted's diner? She had a 5th size. A 5th. And won't there be some age restrictions or something? Oh no, I didn't find out about that. Let's go. The rules for participants are written on the board. We read the rules, and indeed, girls from 18 to 25 years old could only take part. I was just about to turn 18 the day after. I seriously thought about participating because I was saving money for a car, and an extra couple of thousand is not superfluous. But I only had a 2nd size, so for sure I wouldn't win. But then I came up with a plan. Amber called it a scam and asked me not to get involved, but the money motivated me, so I decided I would do anything to be the winner. At the contest itself, in addition to the size of the breasts, they also looked at intelligence, the ability to cook a pie, and beauty. Amber could do good makeup, and my mom could cook, so they could teach me. So I applied and waited for a response. And in the meantime, I didn't waste any time. My friend gave me makeup lessons, and my mother taught me how to make the best pie. I didn't even celebrate my birthday because I was too busy preparing for the contest. I didn't tell my parents anything about it, because they spoke negatively about this contest. The idea of the mayor really seemed crazy, but he planned to hype this up in a way to attract more tourists during the summer season. Well, that's not the point. In short, the day of the contest came, I gathered everything I needed, and Amber and I moved into the square. There were a lot of people there, many of them guys. I found my name on the list of eligible participants and went backstage to prepare. First, we talked about ourselves. Then we baked the pie. Then we put on our makeup. On all 3 points, I scored quite good, although I was worried before the final one. I saw the girls backstage. They had really beautiful breasts, perfectly shaped, no elasticity in appearance. All the girls brought bikinis to emphasize their figure, but I brought a closed swimsuit with me, ran to the toilet, and only came out when we were all called to the stage. Are you ready? Yes. It's not too late to give up. Are you sure? Yes, I didn't buy all this for nothing. Whatever you want. Good luck. I went on stage and heard cheers and shouts from the audience. Guys shouting, clapping, and girls talking to each other. Everyone was clearly shocked by my figure. I didn't hide my embarrassment, but then I straightened up when I saw the judges. We stood in a row, and some girls walked with a centimeter and measured our volumes. Everything was taken into account, from elasticity to the size and condition of the skin, as well as proportions. It was an exciting moment. When they came up to me, I was so tense that I was afraid to breathe. The girl looked at my breasts for a long time, felt them, then wrote something down and left. Only then did I manage to relax. And then I heard the announcement of the results. So, according to the results from the judges, the winner and owner of the largest breast is Hannah March. Oh my God, really? I'm so happy. I ran out to the host and grabbed my prize in the envelope, as well as a certificate for participation and a medal. Everyone began to applaud me, take photos, and I quickly put on a robe and went to change. Congratulations! Did it really work? You know, I've always been into modeling. I found a couple of lessons on modeling makeup on the internet, bought materials, and made myself some real breasts. Man, they look real. Yeah, thank you for your support and for the makeup lessons. I couldn't have done it without you. Will you make me some real breasts? And why do you need them? I have a date with Pete on Saturday. Clear. No problem. Feeling happy, we went to celebrate my victory and my birthday, deciding to go to a local diner to eat. The mood was great. Amber and I drank milkshakes, ate, and chatted. The waitress came over to clean up, and it was Joanna, the size 5 cook's daughter. Congratulations, Hannah. Thank you very much. Are you all right? Don't get so upset. It's just a competition. Why are you crying so much? That's not why I'm crying. What happened? My mom's got a lump in her chest that needs urgent surgery. I found out about the contest and wanted to win. I have the same breasts as my mother. I did not think that maybe someone else would win. I needed money for her treatment because we don't have that kind of money. At that moment, I felt uneasy. Amber and I exchanged glances, paid the bill, and Joanna left. We went outside and didn't say anything, and then I asked Amber how stupid I was. Oh no, you didn't know this was going to happen. But I cheated. That's not fair. She would have won the contest if it wasn't for me. But you can still fix it. We went back to the cafe, and I asked Joanna to accept the money. She refused for a long time, but I said that it was a gift from me to her mother. Joanna burst into tears, hugged me, and then pulled away a little. Hannah, where are your breasts? What do you mean? They're on me. Okay, we should go. Bye. I would have felt them when I held you, but my breasts are much bigger than yours. What did you do, Hannah? Okay, Joe, we wish your mom well. Bye. Amber grabbed my hand and we ran out of the cafe and ran to my house. All I could think of was that Joanna had figured it out, and it made me nervous. Then I heard my mother scream. Hannah! Did you participate in this contest? Who gave you permission? Oh, shit. Mom, I was going to tell you. I won the money, and... You are barely 18 years old, and you went to participate in this? Amber realized that the conversation was heating up and went home. I had a long conversation with my mother, but while we were arguing, the doorbell rang. I opened it and saw the mayor and the other judges standing in front of me, and Joanna was standing behind them. I knew this was the end. I had to tell everything as it was. I showed the material from which I made a false breast and said that my mother was not aware. The judges listened to me, and then they said that it was good that I gave the money to Joanna because she took second place, which means that if it wasn't for me cheating, she would have won. Only this saved my situation. We appreciate your kindness, but you lied, wrapped us around your finger, and that is unacceptable. But your act with Joanna is also worth something. For this reason, we will not reveal your cunning in public. We will keep it a secret. We'll be more careful next time. He said this and left, and I stayed at home with my mother. I was so upset. I talked to my mother, and she also praised me for giving the money to the real winner, and made me promise that from now on, before participating in any contest, I would at least keep her updated. That was the end of it. That's how my contest went and how I failed. But still, I don't regret it, because in the end, I did do the right thing. Tell me, did you guys like my story? Hello everyone, my name is Christina, and my dream came true since childhood, to have big breasts. I myself cannot believe that I have achieved the goal, but it is so. Now I will tell you everything in more detail. I am waiting for your comments under the video, and from your side, like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll start with the fact that when I was little, I liked to try on adult outfits. I loved to spin for hours in front of the mirror, imagining that I was going somewhere beautiful at a chic event and everyone was admiring me. Once my mother was changing in front of me and I noticed her breasts. I was wondering why I don't have them, and my mother just said that they will grow up. I couldn't believe that I would ever have such beautiful breasts like hers. Mom put on a black bra and a black blouse. It looked just awesome. I asked what a bra is for, and my mother said that it emphasizes the breasts. Plus, it is an important attribute of any girl. I lit up, asked to try some on, but she just laughed. And when my mom left, I immediately reached into her locker, took another one, tried it on myself, and it looked ridiculous. At that moment, I really wanted my breasts to grow faster. I began to dream about it. What was the first thing I did? Of course, I went on the internet, where I read methods for breast augmentation. But I needed them to grow first. When I was 11 years old, I felt a strange sensation inside me. The place where my chest should be, it hurt. I felt some seals and complained to my mother. We went to the hospital, where they told us that my breasts were starting to grow. This news made me so happy. Could I also wear beautiful underwear? I waited for a whole year, 2, 3, and my breasts certainly grew, but it was not what I wanted. They were little. My mother told me to be patient and not to rush things, assuring me that everything has its time. But I couldn't wait to get my mom's bras. I went back to the internet and started looking at recipes for breast augmentation. One of the safest comments on the forum was, "You should eat cabbage." Well, then you understand what I did. Yes, I ate this vegetable for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't really like cabbage, and when I sat on the cabbage menu for a week, I was already starting to feel sick at the very thought. Plus, I was experiencing eternal bloating. I didn't know that this vegetable could smell so bad. I had a hard time and I gave it up. I then came across another ad on the internet that said breasts can be enlarged by operation. Of course, the advertising looked spectacular. The pictures before and after were inspiring, but damn, I wasn't 18 years old yet. And who will give me such money for my chest? In addition, you need to be examined, and this requires parental permission. My mother will definitely not give it to me. She will call me crazy. Then I was looking for something else, and I found it. Some clinic raffled off breasts. It was something like an auction, but you needed to go through a couple of stages of participation in a competition. I realized that this was my real chance. I immediately registered on the site, wrote a letter, indicated my goal and preferences. I wanted a size 3 breast. I thought it would fit me. So what's the big deal for me? After all, I knew I would also grow, but I wanted ready-made breasts. I did not want to have to wait. The first stage was to subscribe to all your accounts on the clinic's page, write comments, make reposts, and so on. It was the easiest. The second one needed money. I do not know the exact amount, but the starting price of the breast was $200. I know it's not much money compared to how much the operation actually costs, but I didn't even have that money. The auction was scheduled in 3 weeks, and this meant that I had to collect this amount and more than the starting amount in a short time. I immediately ran to look for a part-time job. First of all, I agreed with my mother that she would pay me $5 a day for housework. She knew I hated cleaning, but she was interested in my suggestion, so we agreed. This meant that in 3 weeks, I could earn $105. A little, but better than nothing. Now I came home and quickly did my homework, then started cleaning, then ran to the neighbors and walked their dogs. I sold lemonades, cookies a couple of times, cleaned the yards of my grandmothers in the district, for which I also received money. Plus, I asked my father to give me money for my future birthday and give me the gift in advance. He agreed, giving me $50. In general, I was getting closer to the goal and it was good. 3 weeks seemed like a hell of a lot, but I respected myself for having managed to save as much as $450. I was afraid to go alone, so I took a friend with me, and we went to the auction. The day before, I was very worried and nervous. I even thought that I might have changed my mind. The realization that I would voluntarily go under the knife was frightening, but I was striving for a dream, and beauty requires sacrifices. Investments were sobering. So we arrived at the appointed place and looked around in surprise. I imagined a decent place with a lot of people, a large hall where, in addition to the breasts, perhaps something else would be played. But it was a terrible neighborhood. There was a garbage dump nearby. Even rats ran through it. Cheryl, my friend, asked if we were here, but unfortunately, we were. We knocked on the iron door. It was opened by some guy who asked who we were and why we came. I said that we came for the auction, and he opened the door and invited us inside. I was uneasy, but we went in anyway. The hall was more like a venue for a gathering of dirty rockers. It stank terribly. It was dark and suspicious. But I thought that maybe they do it on purpose. Suddenly they have such a style of work. Surprisingly, I was the only one of the participants. I was immediately asked how much money there is. I called the amount, and they took the money and gave me a certificate. Congratulations! Thanks to the certificate, you will be able to have the operation performed in our clinic. And that was all. They explained that since there were no people, I was the only one who wanted to, and so I won. I came home happy, but there was still some doubt inside. My mother came into my room and saw the certificate. What? What is this? I told her everything as it was. My mother sat down on the bed and said, "My daughter, you have been deceived." What? It can't be. They even have their own website, I said, but when I went on the page, it no longer existed. You're lucky they didn't do anything to you. You should have told me, my mother said. I was very upset. I cried. I was sorry for the money, but nothing can be fixed. I've learned that lesson forever, but my breasts are still growing. I hope they will be the way I want them to be.